Hey everybody! In this video I wanted to give you a little mini review of Monopoly Plus for the PC, which just came out on Steam a couple of weeks ago and has had some mixed reviews based on some issues that were present in initial versions of the game. Now, for those of you who aren't aware, Monopoly Plus is basically the PC version of the enhanced Monopoly game that Ubisoft did for consoles a few years back. And it's also particularly relevant in the here and now because this is very close in a lot of ways to the version of the game that's going to be appearing on the Nintendo Switch in the not too distant future. So those of you who are potentially interested in that game might find some value in taking a look at this particular version. Of course, there's no way to know for sure what the Switch version of this game is going to actually end up being like without seeing it, so take everything you're seeing and hearing here with a grain of salt as far as that version goes. But speaking specifically about the PC version, I have to say that I think it's a pretty solid implementation of Monopoly. The living board, which is one of the three board options that you get to play on, is pretty compelling and engaging and fun and interesting. The options for configuring rules from classic Monopoly rules through several sort of pre-configured house rule variations are pretty good. It's somewhat disappointing that you can't go in and individually toggle on and off house rules to create a completely custom game experience. But at the end of the day, I think there's going to be at least one or two different variations of the rule set that are going to appeal to most players. So even though the granular options would be a nice to have sort of feature, I don't think their absence is necessarily a deal breaker here. Another thing that I definitely wanted to address are the complaints that a lot of people have made in the early days of the game's release regarding connectivity and online play issues. While I don't doubt that those may have been a problem when the game was initially released, I have to say that in my time with the game, over the past week or so, I have had zero problems with online play or connectivity. In fact, the footage that you're seeing here is taken from an online game that I just played to completion the other day with a couple of random people. So I can absolutely confirm that this game does work and function properly to the best of my knowledge. Now, of course, given that it is a PC game and that there are so many different hardware and operating system configurations out there to consider, your mileage may vary, but based on everything that I've seen of it, and in its current state, it seems to be functioning just fine. Having said all that, I think that's just about going to do it for me for this video. As you might imagine, being a product based on a decades-old board game, there's not an awful lot to say about Monopoly Plus, other than the fact that it seems to function as intended and is a generally pretty solid implementation of the game that it's trying to replicate. As always, if you have enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button. If you'd like to see more videos from me in the future, be sure to hit subscribe, and I will see you next time.